what made you go into finance? Is it something that, because this show is about, it starts now for people that are eager to get their career started, or something that we can motivate them to really provide some tools for them to get them started.
So it's interesting. So when I went into finance, so I had my last child and I was home for about a year. Mm-hmm. And my husband probably got tired of me being home. and came home one day and said, I think it was First Union at the time, maybe Wachovia is hiring. And for prior to that, I was in retail. So I worked for Circuit City as a manager, ops manager, all that kind of stuff, right? And then so I said, well, let me look at that. Let me go see if that's something I want to do. And so long story short, I ended up interviewing, getting hired, became a branch manager, moved up, became a district manager, moved up, changed banks, developed a relationship with my boss who became a mentor towards me. When she went to another bank, she recruited me to go to another bank as well, because my work spoke for itself. So I had, from a work standpoint, high ethics. I was driven in terms of my work and everything. So I made sure that I went above and beyond, and I was a top performer. And so, which allowed me when she left to bring me with her. And then I moved up the ranks. I left Wachovia, which was purchased by Wells Fargo, went to SunTrust, moved up the ranks there. And then, like I said, went to Bank of America and then eventually left. But kind of got into it from a standpoint of the husband. But yeah, it was, to me, one of the best decisions that I made, because it gave me the insight to see what a lot of us in our community can't see. So at one point, SunTrust had required all of their area managers to get licensed. So I was studying to get my annuities and my health, which opened up a different world to me. It opened up a world for stocks. It opened up a world for insurance. It opened up a world that I never knew was out there. And so, which was like, so now I'm a big investor. I have my own financial advisor who I trust because he used to work for me at one point. So I'm like, what do you need? Here's this X amount of money. He'll be like, okay, what? And he will give me, hey, this stock is doing this. I think we should do. I trust him implicitly.
Right.
So, So now with my kids, so one of my peers opened up to me and told me about, I don't know if you know this, Cash App. You can send stock to people on Cash App.
Yes.
I just learned about that.
But this is recent.
Okay.
I don't think they had this prior. I think this is recent. Probably within the last year or so.
Okay. Well, I just learned about it a couple months ago. So now when I send a gift, it's going to be stock.
That's interesting, because when I tell people to send gifts for my son, I tell them, hey, send it directly, not just stocks, but I tell them send it because we have this 509 plan or 506 plan, one of those plans. And when I tell them 529 plan, thank you. 529, I say send it to the 529 plan, right?
Help pay for his education.
Yeah. We'll take care of the choice.
Yeah.
Just put that in there.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us don't really factor in how much compound interest can really benefit us in the long run.
Yeah.
Right? And if we invest something, even if it's something small, but we continuously put into it, over the years, it's going to grow because of the compound interest.
100%. So I just taught my oldest, who's 22, about stock not too long ago. And he was talking about making money, and I was talking about how he spends. And when Amazon did a split, Google did a split. So a split means that they lowered their stock price. So if you owned one share of stock, when they did a 20-to-1, that one share of stock became 20 shares, which divided the price of it. So it went down to, I think at its lowest recently was like $80, $90 something a share. That for somebody who's going to buy some sneakers That's a share of stock right
Mhm,
there.
mhm.
So I said to him, I purchased a share for him. And then I said, I want you to take this other money and I want you to buy you some shares of stock. And so now he's watching his stock grow. But then he got a little nervous because he started to see a decline because of the market.
Yeah.
And I said, this is not a short-term gain. This is a long-term gain. So you got to let it stay in there. And it's buy low, sell high.